Hello out there, all of you delightful beings. I am Razim, and today we are doing Satisfactory. Meanwhile, we've got Conrad doing art there in the bottom left. And we're also using the TF talkies this evening, so you can TF me live here on stream. And hello there, Seda. Of course this would summon you from the depths of Satisfactory yourself.
It's like, where am I? Why am I here?
The werewolf factory must grow.
You are in the factory.
You just like put a bunch of foundations down, like some kind of pentagram, and then you just like summon me.
Yes.
Like I was enjoying a nice cup of tea, and now I'm here.
Well, you can enjoy the tea and stream.
But I'd rather enjoy the TF.
You can wag into the super full moon. Which makes super dart.
Super dart.
You can run around with a cape and little, werewolf booties and, use your super bark to save crime. Something.
Save crime? I thought it would be fighting crime.
You never know these days.
Hello there, Psy Guy. Thank you very much for that follow. Welcome. Yeah, we need more iron coming in, so let's go gather up some iron. Are there enemies over here? There's usually enemies over here. Oh, I guess. Well, I probably killed them all when I was setting up that belt and stuff, so let's get this cleared out of the way. Would help if my vape weren't holding down the jump button. So how much have you done on your factory today, Seda?
Actually only about 30 minutes. But starting to lay out the functional aspects of Insanity. I'm trying not to spoil it too much. You've not explored enough.
Fair enough. Well, it looks like Conrad is actually done for the evening after all, so...
A Wawa's a sleeping chair. Art is enjoying tea. You have your factory tingle stick to poke that giant monster. Look out, Zim's got a tingle stick. Run! Sure, that'll be an art piece for you someday. You armed with a tingle stick chasing a bunch of poor innocent zombies.
Poor innocent zombies. I don't think you know what that means.
Yeah, it's called people who look at their cell phone when they walk into traffic. car should have noticed. Yeah, the car is going to do a 360 triple Lutz at 60k to try and bounce around the zombie. Like the people driving Teslas. You're not supposed to be looking at a video screen while driving. Tesla doesn't really have a dashboard. It is nothing but a digital video screen. It's technically illegal in a couple states to drive because, well, you know.
What's illegal to
I
drive?
feel sorry for people. The Tesla in a couple states, because technically it doesn't have a dashboard, it has a video screen, and you're not supposed to be, quote, looking at, you know, electronic devices while driving. You know, to keep people from looking at their phones and, you know, whatevering while they're driving on a highway.
Ah.
So, technically driving a Tesla, since it's nothing but a touch interactive screen, which is even worse because you can't just voice commands, you have to touch, drag around. So it's like, well, that's useful.
I really need an easier way to get back up there.
Build a ramp and go up.
Yeah, but the ramp would be so ugly.
Have you seen all this spaghetti?
The spaghetti is satisfying. Right, Seda?
Blap.
Unlimited. Yeah, just blap. I plead the blap.
You weren't paying attention to anything I was saying.
Oh no, I was perfectly paying attention. You were saying that the spaghetti is satisfying. I like order.
I have a lot of order. At least when it's the actual factory itself.
Yeah, so Seda will go to Starbucks and get a Fleppuccino.
No, I'm more of a hot barklet kind of person. Me trying to make canine related chocolate puns and ultimately failing miserably.
Well, especially when, you know, werewolves can have chocolate, which is, you know, one of the werewolves' worst weaknesses.
No, I'm just waiting for the time that, like, some horror movie has, you know, people running away from, like, a werewolf, and they're like, oh, yes, we'll hide in the chocolate store, like, you know, we'll be safe there, and then it's like, I'm actually a chocoholic. Thank you for luring me here.
You may go now. You don't get eaten today.
Yeah, they just find this massive werewolf laying on the floor groaning in all these empty Cadbury chocolate boxes, and it's like, oh dear. Then just like a Veronica Salt will take you to the squeezing chamber. The last thing Seda will hear is a bunch of short people going, oompa loompa doopity doo. Seda, Chocolate Wolf will become today's new moral. I mean, you won't mind that, right, Seda?
Oh, you had me a chocolate.
Yeah, Seda, I think we lost Seda over when you mentioned chocolate in the first place. Doesn't matter what else is going on, it's all chocolate. Always has been.
Yeah, that chocolate tasting at the Furry event last month was nice. Expensive, but nice. And $100 for a chocolate bar is like, it's kind of out of my price range. Tastes fantastic, but kind of out of my price range. Stay really quiet. We can hear the faint sounds of animal snores.
So if you're not factoring, what are you doing then?
Booting up Satisfactory now.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
There it
look,
is.
I told myself I needed to get 2 posings done for some art before I boot up Satisfactory, and I literally just finished that.
You know, fair enough.
Doing our Seda Wolf art.
Yeah. I probably won't be on for too much longer. It is super late, and I need to fix my sleep schedule.
Oh, any particular reason why, or just to do it?
I'm not very productive if I'm getting up at like noon every day.
Fair.
It's the crack of wake up time. Ah. But it must be hard waking up at noon, rolling out of bed, immediately getting lunch pushed in your face, and going, I'll have to eat it.
Oh, you're getting lunch pushed into your face. I have to make my lunch.
Tomorrow will be more dishwashing, and then the big chili. Dun, dun, dun. Because I've been craving chili dogs and chili fries for a while.
As long as it is real chili.
Oh yes, the beef, the chili spice, or seasoning, or flavoring, or whatever folks call it this month. Beans, the onions, the peppers, seasoning. Big pot and hours of bubbling. Which is why I also bought a few more blocks of cheese so I could have ches with my chili dogs and chili fries and chili on chili. Surprising how good chili is as an additive to many foods.
Duke, 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 duke. Joo, 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 joo. Ah, we're on the other side. Excellent. Now, the question we've all been waiting for. How the hell am I going to get up there? Okay, maybe we haven't been questioning that, but, you know. Say the cute.
Not as cute as Abby.
You know? Okay. We'll accept that. I will accept this indeed. Ba-da-ba-dum-bow-bow-dow. I have 9 coupons. What is the difference between the modern catwalks and the industrial catwalks?
Cosmetics. Though I believe the modern one also has stairs, which are slightly different. They go up at a higher rate. So, but it's really
Yeah.
whatever you want to put in your factory.
I'll not get the latter then. And just the modern. Doodaloo, 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 doodaloo. Add that to cart, because those will be immediately useful. Oh yes, Lightning Dragon. I was bunnied.
Bunny.
Things happen.
Power of Bun Bun.
Alright, I got 2 more to spend here. Some pillars would be nice. I think I'll go with that. Oh! I can attach them to that. Cool. I guess for now I'll do the straight catwalk, but I'm gonna need some other parts, I think. But either way, I got what I needed for now. Send that there. Send this to there. And then this there. Now that goes there. This goes there. And this up to there. Voila! Yes! Flow, my belts! Carry your resources to my factory. Yeah, it happens, Salt. Really, Toshime? Put a door there.
buns don't need pants.
Might not
Notice
need
we
them, but that doesn't mean I don't want them.
Notice we haven't seen a certain bun since the Great Discussion.
Oh, he's been busy.
He is a good potato.
Alright, we have a door. And a way up into here without having to ride a belt and then jump and finagle around a wall, because we can apparently, you know, change the trajectory of our jump in the middle of jumping, because that's how gravity works. Yes, Sevseg, there will be much, there will be much spaghetti. You got, the main place of spaghetti will be right here. You know, all the stuff feeding into the awesome, sink. But there is plenty of spaghetti. Do 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 do.
Statue.
Thank you.
Werewolf sneezes.
Werewolf cute.
Eep.
But at this point, like, are you still a werewolf or are you a noodle dragon?
I'm still full-time in it, werewolf, part-time noodle dragon.
Ah, okay.
Full-time blep cute. I guess that's one way to find say it at a convention is mention chocolate or just say blep and listen to the return blep.
Alright, 3 walls tall should be enough to get everything where I want. Be able to fit stuff in here. Ba-dum-bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-dum-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-dum-bum. Okay. So, we've got all this straightened out and stuff. My only complaint right now is that the constructors stick out just far enough that they'll clip through the wall. I dislike this.
Well, you can fix them with the power of Blap.
No, unfortunately that power will not suffice here. Alright. Conveyor merger. We'll have that shit right here. I like a little bit of spaghetti with my factories.
Spaghetti.
Which is why I have a little bit of spaghetti with my factories. But it is small enough to not be as offensive to others, I believe. Okay, it's gonna be absolutely horrible, but that's beside the point. Oh, right, I gotta do the rotating first. Ah, there we go. It is spaghetti as a treat for myself. I don't know what you think you're clipping on, but fine, I'll do that. There.
Flippening. Dun, 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 dun.
All the stuff being fed into the awesome shop. Or whatever this thing is called. I don't know.
The awesome sink.
Ah, the awesome sink, yes. Just a little bit of everything. All of the time. A little bit of everything, all of the time. A bit of everything, all of the time. All the stuff is flowing down all of the time. All of the stuff into the sink. So I will go and upgrade this. And this. I will not go further than the Mark II belt on what's feeding in here. But I will go with some Mark II belts for all of that. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da, bum, bum, ba-dum. It does kinda hurt feeding some of this stuff into the awesome sink, but I also want all those ingredients and stuff, or all those recipes. That's the one. I figured out the word I was trying to say eventually.
Words.
Words! I'm using words!
Be full of words.
The post TFE not realizing that they are only speaking animal talk.
Bark woof bark bark. Bark woof bark bark.
Woof woof bark.
And of course, Seda over there just going, lab. Aren't you supposed to be a big, ferocious werewolf? Lab.
No, see, that's going to be the evolution. Right now, we just puppy.
Oh, Seda black puppy. So a bluppy. Yeah, Seda bluppy.
I don't know about that one.
Mighty bluppy.
There we go. Catwalk. Yes, I know that's going to intersect with something. I purposely wanted to go into the ground. Oh, it'll only allow me to attach it there? Oof. That is not what I want. But I know what I'll do instead.
Duke.
It shall be grand. Please excuse my thespian vernacular when I say that was going down. Enough of you, so time to be my puppet. On a string, I've had enough of you. Oh, dance, my little Muppet plaything. Swap the deck and play your part for me. Mops galore, you'd better keep it clean. Watch out now, my little friend, 'cause Shucks is looking mean. I've had enough of you. Oh, time to be my puppet. On a string, I've had enough of you. Oh, dance, my little Muppet plaything. A battle like no other. Better move, 'cause here's another. At least you'll get to see defeat in epic style. The audience is primed, each attack right on time. Seeing you entwined is so worthwhile. Stop there at a lion, a bear. What's wrong, my petty chair? Why don't you smile? Wow, that went bad. Oh, come on! Will you go where I want you to? There we go.
That is what happens to the ostrich in the Christmas movie. I still can't believe they got away with showing that on primetime.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Rankin and Bass, the 1964 Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer claymation movie. Have you seen it?
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Okay, here's some trivia that I love throwing out, which generally destroys people's brain cells. Rudolph's dad is J. Jonah Jameson.
Okay.
And the elves murder a toy at the end of the movie. Because earlier in the movie, there's the island of the misfit toys with, all the weird toys that, were made incorrectly, which shows Santa's quality control, but that's another trivia point. And, of course, Rudolph says, look, help me get home and I'll get you guys, adopted out for Christmas. So, of course, he lives up to his word. Santa goes, okay, I'm stuck with these toys that I made wrong, and now I gotta ship them out and find a place to buy them. The ostrich, because each of the toys is, malfunctioning, like the boat that cannot float, and the ostrich is a bird that cannot fly. So at the end of the movie, when they're throwing the critters out of the sleigh, they, hand them umbrellas for the ones that can't fly, because, well, they can't fly. Ostrich gets up, elves look, ostrich look, elves look, elves shove ostrich out of the sleigh with no umbrella.
Ah, one of those kinds of situations.
And you're like, whoa. Wait, he specifically stated he's the bird that cannot... Ooh. Santa's not a nice man. You point that out to people, they're like, holy crap, that's right. And they're like, yeah? There's a lot of those sneaky deakies they got away with back in the fun days. Like the Scarecrow being armed in the movie. You only see it for 2 or 3 seconds, but he's packing heat in the original Oz movie. So it's like the man with no brain gets the gun.
weird that there was a gun on set, period.
That's kind of what people say when you point it out to them, and they're like, wait a minute. Then you show the original, because you have to show the original, not the censored version, because there is the censored version where that's scrubby. They go, why does he get a gun? And secondly, why does he never use it? And you just go, it's one of those things.
Just go up to the Wicked Witch and just pop her in the head.
That's the thing. It's like, oh, wow, you cannot defeat me, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, I'm going to pop caps at you, blam, blam, blam. You're like, whoa, hey, wait a minute, this is getting serious.
I mean, it would be more, it would make for a better story than the, her weakness is water. Oh no, you found my one weakness! Hydration! I'm melting!
See, I really love how they did it in Wicked.
I'm not sure I've seen the Wicked version, but go ahead.
Well, Wicked is basically like a, someone's, take on a prequel of sorts to the Wizard of Oz, following the Wicked Witch of the West, and it kind of like does like a origin story, but like it's not, anywhere remotely tied to the actual canon of the Wizard of Oz, at least to my knowledge, at least.
Okay.
But I just love how their take is just like, yeah, it's just a lie, just to essentially like, yeah, you killed me. Now I can just kind of go off and live my life. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget Michael Jackson's version of it, which is almost never shown anymore.
I was unaware he had one.
Oh, sit down, youngling. You're in for a treat. Well. Once upon a time, Michael Jackson, when he was...
One sec. That was amazing. Good boy. Rex has already run out of his flavoring.
Wow. Thirsty pupper.
Yeah, he already finished it off.
Yeah. Thirsty boy.
I mean, at least he's getting hydration, right?
Yeah, unlike the witch.
Yeah, that always just... Back on what we were talking about, that always drove me wild. It's like, really? None of the Munchkins or anybody to this point had thought of water? Are you kidding me? I mean, granted, who would think of using water against something, but still.
And yes, Michael Jackson had a version known as The Wiz. Back in the weird and wacky 1974, the Wayback Machine. Michael Jackson starred as the Scarecrow in the all-black version known as The Wiz. And oh my god. If you want nightmare fuel, watch The Wiz. It is absolutely mind-altering. Especially with how their version of the story is. Like the evil witch of the east, west, north, south, whatever. She's a big black lady who runs a slave factory.
4K.
Yeah. Richard Pryor is the Wiz. There are musical numbers and dances and creepy subway monsters. And as I said, Michael Jackson as the Scarecrow, killer taxis, and more. It is absolutely mind-boggling. It almost never gets shown because, well, reasons. Like, you know, getting attacked in the subway by killer pylons and the subway monster.
Okay.
Literally, pillars of the subway detach themselves from the ceiling and start coming after you. It's like, okay. The flying monkeys are all a motorcycle gang.
There are some people that really, really should not be doing show business.
As I said, it is an absolute mind-boggling movie, which, you know, for reasons, almost never gets shown on TV anymore, and is quietly being thrown into the trash bin because people don't want to remember this nightmare fuel thing. But it is an experience. You have to see it once because it is just like the cinematographics, the dance numbers and stuff. It is amazeballs.
I mean, apparently Sarah loves the Wiz.
Yay! Yeah, you can see it. I think it's on Tubi at the moment. Because, I mean, it's one of those movies that's like, none of the big theaters, chains, whatever you want to call them, want to touch it like Netflix. So it's like, here, it's with these other 500 movies that nobody really wants for, you know, $1.99. So Tubi goes, sure, we'll take it to show. Oh yeah, it is crazy. It is even worse because, you know, of course in '74, you know, everyone and their grandmother is doing the stuff. So you start watching that, you know, and your mind gets blown. I mean, just the fact, I mean, there's this, you know, young Michael Jackson as the Scarecrow, and you're like, wait, isn't that a somebody? Oh yeah, and Dorothy is Diana Ross? Ain't she a somebody? And wait, isn't... Like, they're all somebodies, basically. Like, they've really farmed this out to names. So, I mean, it's got some surprising quality for a really twisted movie. It is definitely a quality popcorn movie. You know, you just pop a bag, get on the couch, turn your mind off, and just prepare for an experience. I mean, I put it in the same category as something like Overdrawn at the Memory Bank.
Oh, what I would give for the smoke clouds from machines below not to go through the floor. Or at least if they did, they'd come out of the vents. Do you have that problem too, Seda?
Yeah, to a certain degree. Um,
Yep. Watch The Wiz. Free movies, Tubi. Classic Tubi. And Tubi is free, so I don't know if you get that down there stateside, but
I have never heard of it.
oh, you poor child. Just all the weird, zany C-list type movies with the occasional A-list that nobody wanted to bid on is on Tubi. And as I said, some of these movies are just, how did these get made? Like Zardoz, where you get to see Sean Connery running around in a costume as a giant floating head chases him around. Classics. I was young and I needed the money line basically came to him for that. It's like, yes, I was young and they offered me a movie role and I didn't care for it, but I needed the money.
So it's kind of like the movies like that. It's not FNAF, but it's definitely a FNAF ripoff. The one that had Nicolas Cage in it, but Nicolas Cage said absolutely nothing the entire movie.
Yeah, that'd sound like a Tubi movie. Tubi also has a lot of the great 50s and 60s groaners like he, she, they, them, it, the beast of 1,000 eyes. The stuff. Oh man, there was so many groaners. I'm trying to remember the one where the alien monster, because they'd ran out of budget partway through the movie, was basically two guys under 20 feet of shag rug that just shambled along. You know, it's like, oh no, look, the alien monster, and you hear the music, and all you see is basically this pile of carpeting and two guys under it scurrying along the grass, and you're like, sure. Movie is where where brain cells go to die when you just want something for a couple hours to get away from reality. Here's your mind dump. But if you want a classic cyberpunk, I think it was the first cyberpunk movie, Overdrawn at the Memory Bank, is a great one. With, you know, TF heavily used in the movie.
TF?
Which was...
You got my interest.
Because Oh, sit down, child. We're going back to the Wayback Machine. Overdrawn at the Memory Bank. Here's our young protagonist, Gomez. You remember him later on becoming from the Addams Family? That Gomez actor? Yeah. He's just mild-mannered clerk, Joe Schmucko, working away, and he hacks into the database, the world comp, as we'd like to call it, and he starts watching classic old movies like Casablanca. So he finally gets reprimanded for it, and they say, well, you're going to be put on forced vacation for, 2 weeks, and you must go over here and sign up for your vacation, which doesn't sound too bad, except, and here comes the TF part, your body is put into basically stasis, and your mind is stuffed in a critter for the length of time to, quote, help you relax. Now, the more money you have, the better critter and choices you get. Our protagonist basically gets stuck in a drunken chimpanzee's body for 2 weeks. And then shenanigans happen. Let's just say when a kid tries to put mustard on your exposed brain, it's a bad day.
Think he's gonna like it, Seda?
Like Seda has entered Blep Land.
You are muted if you're talking.
And if I recall, I think Overdrawn the Memory Bank was either 74 or 78. It was really another one of those well ahead of its time type movies. Like the theme for Death Race, before they made Death Race 2000. Classic Death Race. Ooh boy. Yeah, there was some spicy bits in there. Have you ever watched Death Race? Because there's the new version, which is, of course, Death Race 2000, where they drive over those little symbols in the jail, and, you know, their cars can get upgrades and activate weapons and stuff. And then there was the original.
My access to movies has always been a little limited.
Way back. Oh, we're going to have to expand on that, youngling. Ah, yes.
Alright, I suppose I shouldn't say my access so much as me actually going around and watching things.
Well, Death Race, adequately named, is the Death Race. You go from coast to coast in the ruins of Great America after, you know, attacked by the evil insert, you know, enemy of choice. America has too many people. So, Death Race, you build your Deathmobile and drive along the roads of the once great nation, killing people. Needless to say, you immediately start jumping the shark when they rattle off the points. Like, oh yes, you know, regular person's 10 points, a child is 20 points, the elderly are worth 30 points. Ooh, that was a nurse, she's worth 100 points. Some of the cars themselves, well, yes, spicy. Even some of the setups in the movie, like, oh look, there's a hospital. Oh, and the nurses are cheating by pushing the elderly out onto the road for the contestants to run over. Isn't that thoughtful of them? Okay. Oh yes, Tochime. Yeah, there was a lot of points in that movie that were like, I'm glad I wasn't drinking.
Good night, Lightning Dragon.
Over the elder. Good night, Lightning. You can say it's another one of those. You'll never make that movie today. Movie. Never, ever. I think it was David Carradine's big break into movies. And of course, David Carradine became, you know, the Kung Fu guy in the Legend martial arts series. You know, had a great career until he died stupidly. think Tubi movies are legal to stream because they're all free. But I'm not a Twitch streamer, so I wouldn't know the back pages of legalese you might have to read through to find out or not.
Just because it's available for viewing for free does not mean it's legal to stream. Because this is also a commercial product that we've got going on here.
Ah, yes, the Cannonball Run, which was another great classic. Inspired by the legitimate race, Coast to Coast. Which apparently still happens today, and the record from Coast to Coast is under 24 hours, which was set during COVID. Like, how many laws did these guys break running that race? Yes. The Gumball Rally was the first of that series. I think the record is under 24 hours, paradoxical. Like 24 hours, 39 minutes, or some just bonkers time. Or sorry, 23 hours and 39 minutes. I said they could only set it because of COVID. It's like, it's amazing how empty these roads were until they got to LA. I think Oregon too, because they didn't expect. It's like, why are all these people here? Oh, because this state didn't follow COVID protocols, so people were driving normally, so they go from ripping at 120 to 160 miles an hour to normal traffic. I mean, even the cars are just busting like about 76 different safety protocols, like an extra 70 some odd gallons of gas. They basically carved out the trunk. It's nothing but this ginormous gas tank, and 7 kinds of radar busters, and stealth tech and other various nonsense. It's like, cops will just simply throw you in jail if they catch you with one of these. But yeah, Tubi's got just an absolute crankcase load of movies. You could safely click on and watch and be taken away.
I don't know if I would... What you have said so far, I do not believe that I would consider it safe to watch this stuff. Your sanity may very well be on the line.
You just have the deep voice. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, yes. But this was before we even had that. I mean, this was back when, the TV turned off at like 11 o'clock at night, and you just had the Indian test pattern. Those precious knees.
It's okay. I do not care for that. I continue regardless.
They got asterisks. That happened to the Blue Jays for winning the pennant too, because of a earthquake in California. Like, yes, technically they won the World Series, but it's an asterisk. Why? Well, because it was knocked off because there was something called an earthquake. Ah. Nobody wants to change him out of Bun form because I think Bun is just cute.
I want TF though.
That's why people are TFing you, because you want it.
I will end you.
Those
They only
threat
have
are as empty as that
162,000.
adorable little rabbit brain.
Those cute pinchable cheeks. Look at those cute pinchable cheeks. We'll have to offer a carrot for Bun Bun.
Alright, story time.
Milestone reached. The Fix-It jump pad combines high technology and innovation for optimized factory traversal and an ideal travel experience. Clarification. Ideal travel experience not guaranteed, individual results may vary. Pioneers are responsible for all workplace accidents resulting from jump pad usage.
Alright, you're good.
Yay. Oh, I mean, you could watch the movie as a Discord party. I know, because I've watched several movies on Discord as a Discord party where someone just fires it up and 7 or 8 of us jump in and lose brain cells for the next 2 hours. All these paid banners for these movies, like, oh yes, this movie is based on the classical, whimsical, enchanting Wonderland of Oz. You people never watched the movie. It is not enchanting. It is not wonderful. It is not magical. It is a nightmare fuel, but okay.
Okay, now to figure out where to put this thing. And what I can build and do with it. We'll just place it down here and then figure it out. Smart plating requires reinforced iron plate and rotor. Got it.
Original Mario movies on there. Oh. Now there's a brain hurt movie.
I enjoyed the original Mario movie, though it was definitely not Mario.
Oh boy. That's another Tubi groaner. You're like, oh, hey, I saw the most recent one. It can't be that bad. Oh, child. So they wonder, it's like, how did you guys get away with making these movies back then? More liberal entertainment and 50 plus years of change. And it's like all the Clint Eastwood movies and, you know, dirty cop movies. It's like, you can't make those nowadays. Well, back then, yeah, because they kind of were a thing. Nowadays, like, well, you know, it's got to be the dirty cop or action cop, and he's got to have some weird, silly sidekick guy latched onto him like a tumor.
The thing that always surprised me most with the original Mario movie was just like, did anybody from Nintendo... Oh, one sec. Did anybody from Nintendo at any point during its production look at the movie?
No.
Was this really what they wanted their you know, the prized plumber to be noted for?
Nope. I mean, look at Hasbro, you know, with the, quote, Sex and D&D book. Like, did you think anyone from Hasbro actually read the silly thing? No. They just said, oh, this sounds like a great book. Give us $5 million or whatever, and sure, you can make a book with our, you know, consent. Yeah. Like, it is surprising how fast companies will latch on to your idea as long as you throw enough, you know, ducats at them, and then only later will the horrible truth come out. I still remember Hasbro running around Gen Con that year frantically trying to buy up copies of people's hands saying, look, we've been given orders, they have to be destroyed, here's your purchase money back. And people going, no. I have my 0 copies stapled and collated sitting in the basement for occasional rereading and evil laughter.
I still want to know why this chisel is throbbing.
Would you like to know more? I'm afraid you'll have to first solve the question of the 3 seashells.
Hot single chisels in your area?
I guess so. Right now, I am headed off on an adventure.
Here, have a scarecrow armed with a revolver. He'll protect you.
Right now, I am
No skill
in. I am in need of stuff. Oh, quartz. Hello there. Ooh, story.
Unknown crystalline mineral collected. This mineral is composed of the same chemical elements as quartz and may yield similar industrial functions. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Okay, you're good.
Yeah, I saw you running up to something that looked new, so that's why I stopped talking. It was like, it's probably gonna be story.
What are you?
Ooh.
What is hostile? Is that thing hostile? Oh, it's one of you. Ow!
Ooh,
The
a bomb!
floof! You are a big one compared to the normal. Ow. I don't think I'm up for that.
He's treating you like a stun baton.
Yellow power slug, huh? Oh, I gotta actually...
Let's take advantage of the physics. Cheese him. Cheese him. Cheese him good.
I guess I found an alpha hog. Story again?
This semi-slug species seems to persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings. Studying this could provide new methods for improving fixit production line efficiency. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Okay, we're good. That hurt.
That was like you in 7 Days a Night with a stun baton. Knock back, knock back, knock back. Yeah, there's lots of weird movies back in the day, like Toxie, the Toxic Avenger.
Oh, I hear more humming. Is that another one of those things? Probably with another alpha hog guarding it?
Either way, if you hear humming, keep on going towards it. Only good things will follow, I assure you.
Was the master of blep.
I don't 100% trust you. But it does seem to check out.
Okay, let's put it this way. There are things worth your while, but there are also obvious very dangers. So, go towards the humming, but be prepared.
Well, I no longer hear the humming up here. So it might be underground somewhere. Considering we cannot seem to actually dig through the ground. At least not yet. I guess it can stay in its cave, wherever that may be.
The monster just heard about Tubi that's watching classic movies.
I really appreciate that the space elevator is such a big structure that you can basically see it from anywhere.
Yep.
Always have a nice indicator where home is. Hello there.
Oh, until the curvature.
Bacon! Story.
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it will not eat you. Oh, the lines in this game.
Someone's watched the stuff. If you haven't watched that movie, basically, people will discover this fantastic substance that becomes an amazing addictive food additive, which actually turns out to be a parasitical ooze that, you know, starts eating you from the inside. And it grows and multiplies. Shenanigans.
Live, laugh, consume.
What? What the? Okay.
Oh, what did you have happen?
Something spoke to me.
Oh. Oh, you
Lady in the Lake.
Play,
go closer.
What?
play, play.
Clay, clay, clay?
Play.
Mercer sphere? Consume?
The astrobiologist Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts. These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique signal. Research it in the MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and application.
Really? They have a critical role reference in this?
Yes, they do.
Hey, good memes are hard to find. You gotta hammer them in when you can.
Oh. I... Call me crazy, but I think I found the edge of the world.
It's a little crazy.
I was unaware that, this game was a, you know, the world was flat on this game.
Well, it's not flat. It's just you'll be flat if you go off that cliff.
So,
Isn't that worth it?
it said clay, 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 and consume.
Oh, it was saying play.
Oh, play. A weird alien phenomenon. While the sphere appears liquid, it behaves like a solid and does not have any detectable mass. It seems to somehow interact with and have awareness of its environment. So it's
There's
saying
the stuff.
play, and it's apparently and apparently consume after I picked it up.
That would be correct.
Oh, audio glitch.
Don't forget Soul Fur tonight too, so some of that might be the Aurora.
Oh, no, my audio glitching has nothing to do with that.
It is pretty when you can see it.
I am incredibly curious about this thing. However, I am not done exploring.
I mean, won't you trust something that says consume? Probably harmless.
I mean, you can actually... I think you can build the MAM in the field, too. And multiple copies.
True. But I'll hold off. Ow! You jerk. Just run at me through your buddy's corpse? Alright, well, if you're just gonna stand there, die. I believe... I have found a new hard drive, though. Or not? I guess this is one I've already accessed? I didn't realize the enemies would respawn.
Plot thickens. Give me your shrubbery.
Oh yes, I needed to power the factory. Fuel for the fire for the factory. The factory must grow. You understand. You are fuel for the fire.
Just like that little blob that you picked up that says consume.
What is that?
It's Consume's mom.
Oh! Oh, that thing shoots! Okay.
Hey!
Just dodge
got a
and
tingle
weave.
stick.
Dodge and weave. Ow. Spitter. Oh, story.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely stored as a stable chemical substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the chemical elements in the air. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
Okay. Well, we have spitting enemies.
He was just using his little
Actually, I
flamethrowers,
think I
Mom.
remember those.
Something
It's been a
we have to
long
watch
time since I last played this. I might have come across them. What were you saying, Pikesh?
Oh, that just, it reminded me of another movie that I need to watch again, Mystery Men.
Ah. I am currently getting very far away from home.
This is good.
As long as I can still see my precious space elevator.
So you fall off
Well,
one of the cliffs into the...
if those can't be blown up, then I call shenanigans. Oh, I'm hearing humming. Kateria more? Story.
Unknown metal collected. This metallic element is showing properties similar to those in Group 11 on the periodic table, such as high conductivity and malleability. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Okay. Well, Rox, I may not be able to blow you up yet, but you are not getting in my way.
Oh, he's tempting RNG fate.
RNG?
Yeah, will it latch to the right pixel to let me get across, or will it roll the dice and go, nah, doom? What?
Oh no, that's not a thing in this game. Hello there, Ravine. I am not certain how I will destroy that later, but I know it can be destroyed. It is way too obviously destructible.
Well, it'll be the new element you research and unlock called blow-upium.
Oh, hello there, cacti.
It's right beside Blepium on the new periodic table. Zeta discovered that one. Look what it did to him. I mean, you know how hard it is to get a job as a lab tech when you're a werewolf in a lab coat? Full moons, you know, he wears out, he gets these horrible, unnatural, bestial cravings, and then, you know, some supermarket's lost its entire supply of chocolate bars.
You know, I'm not certain if Seda is actually there listening anymore.
I mean, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
We mentioned chocolate, so Zeta is listening.
I'm always listening.
I see cave. I explore cave. Though how I will get back up from here, I do not know. Aside from building more foundations and such.
Foundations must grow.
There we go. I've established the way I'll get back up. Now let's go into this cave. Carefully. There's a blue slug in here. As opposed to the yellow one I saw before. But I am cautious of problems.
I'm sure it's harmless.
Oh, no story for this one? Really? It was a different color.
Yeah, that's surprising. It'll be an ambush story later.
Oh god, definitely avoiding those. One spitter was hard enough to deal with. At least right now. Ooh, bauxite.
Oh, bauxite, the element that allows you to make boxes and capture cats.
Oh crap, they saw me! Wait, what is hostile towards me? Those two are still walking away, like nothing. I might be in dangerous area. Let's chop down a tree.
I'm in danger.
Oh, I guess this tree cannot be chopped down.
Well, it could probably be chopped down, but it'll crush you like an ant.
Hey, as long as it can be chopped down, I'm okay. Ooh. Okay, can't harvest those. At least not with my current resources. Ah, rock quartz. More rock quartz. What was that? Oh, it's just a plant thing. Are you excited that I'm getting into this kind of stuff now, Seda?
Yes. Because I mean, actually, the exploration part of Satisfactory is gotten a lot of lot of love and care added to it over the last few updates. So they do reward you from just leaving the factory and just exploring the world.
I don't know what you are, but you're getting chainsawed. Ooh.
Excuse me.
So these trees can be chopped down. Maybe. Okay, those cannot. Oh, I'm full on inventory space. But I want to explore more. But there are also a lot of spitters here. I don't like that. Oh, but there are interesting cracks in the ground. Oh, no. Interesting cracks that are definitely not hostile or problematic in the slightest. Oh, nitrogen gas. I'm certain that will be useful later. I don't have a way to just put a name on this? Really? Fine. Oh boy, that's giving me vertigo. I think we'll head back towards the base now. Back! Back to the factory! Oh, that's another slug. But it's guarded by 2 spitters and 2 hogs. Oh, what are these? Ha-ha! The prize is mine. Now, what are these? Interesting. Oh, but that's guarded by one of the... Oh god, it saw me! Ah!
I love
No! Oh god, I'm dead. Oh no!
Last poor Razim, booped to death.
Oh, my stuff.
I ran so far away.
Oh god, that
Okay, next-
actually is a long ways away.
Tune in next stream, folks, when he runs for his equipment. Good night, everybody.
Actually, I think that might be what I do tonight.
Yeah, that's sort of your computer telling you, it's like, might be break time.
It was definitely a lot of fun, and I look forward to trying to claim whatever it was those hogs were guarding. However, thank you everybody for joining us today for Satisfactory. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to help out the channel and keep these streams going. And you could also get some art rewards as well. However, you can also do so by picking up packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, and subscribing to our YouTube. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.